hoping for the ISO. Yeah.
Okay, let me get the YouTube chat up and then we can start. Where are they? There we go. Okay, we've got Heretics on defense, we've got FUT on attack, and FUT decided to ban Icebox and not Sunset, so here we go with this again. And Heretics start off with the camera that annihilates every team when they play against them.
Knowing that there's many
White
more
bar.
on his tail,
Ooh.
looking to play more of that retake. Already a quick rotation
Fix
from
that.
Heretics from that B side as well.
Right there.
Yes.
Slow and steady wins the race here for FUT.
Yes.
Obviously, they'll be.
Yeah, he might be stuck with a white bar here. I'm not gonna lie.
And he might have asked the question, why they've let this map open. Well, Heretics have been mighty strong on this. Not many have been able to.
Volume low as well. Sure, you can have it here.
Seem to have a good idea of the setup. 4 players nearby that A site. It's pretty damn good considering that FUT have stacked up all together in this direction.
Okay, 1-person fake or pressure over towards B causes a 4-person rotate.
Heretics, though, they've completely looked to give up this
and then Benji is like, hold up, they're not pushing. Guys, relax.
Where you have 2 more comfortable lanes.
Oh, that knife is incredible. Hits 2.
To allow FUT to slowly what's in there. Boom. On the other side of the smoke, but it's Reen to push through. Smoke
wait,
and Paranoid
wait,
seems to be
what?
hindering them a little bit, but not Reens. He's online straight away. And with Yedajay the only player remaining, the crowd shouts for an ace. But at least Yedajay keeps his life alive now against Benji Fishy's kill. And a 1v3 doesn't look that possible given that only 20 seconds are remaining on the clock.
No, it's just about the amount of
gotta give me this
knowing Heretics are
replay
not
here.
going to give him much to work with.
Dude, he literally has no time for it.
Reens will go for the attempt. It might just
what a way to start it.
Ace will be the way to get
This
started.
this team is so
This is
stacked.
exactly what we expect to see coming out from Heretics. Again, so much discipline there. The fact that the read was so good coming out from Heretics, the lack of that short control
12 HP the whole time. Oh my god.
To actually break onto this site. You can see it in the replay. It was just that flood in from Heretics just to take that map back over.
First days!
That's the first one for him until you hear it here on the replay.
Yeah. Actually, I never
Let's
realized that
go.
was his first days. Congrats. One of many we shall hope for him in his
That's
career.
big,
Looking
dude.
pretty damn good. Now for Heretics, it feels like this is sort of a moment to just catapult them ahead. For FUT, this is a match that could actually confirm their playoff spot. So definitely a lot on the line here against what would be the most dangerous team, at least on paper.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the first and second seed right now within those standings that we have to keep an eye out for. Benji, a little bit of damage done. Can't quite get away yet.
The mid-crunch does come through. Heretics don't seem to be struggling too much, especially
Maybe
given that
Silver
the
wants to
Ghost
get involved.
is one of the weapons put into play.
Getting all out
Although
early.
ones are quite spread out for poking and prodding.
Hey, you want
See if they
the
can find anything, maybe.
you want the
cast
cast up a bit more?
Back, but it seems only one casualty will be coming Heretics
a little bit, maybe?
as they grab a quick 2-0.
Relatively clean round there for Heretics. A decent bonus going into the next round, but this is where we've got our eyes on FUT with the full loadout. See the approach heading into this round, because again, they want to be able to play those trades as something that FUT are very good with, their fundamentals, and ensuring that they're always playing that double up together. Usually Yedajay will be the only solo
bonus
player on the other side of the map.
is not bad at all. 3 rifles.
Already coming out from Benji's setup. I do have my eyes on both those ciphers because they can be so dynamic with those tripwires, pulling them back, throwing them back out. But they just go back for that conditioning here towards A. With Heretics keeping that elbow control for now. They love to maintain this A main control. It makes it so much more difficult to pivot on the side of FUT as the attackers.
Flash into stun.
They go for the orb here for Minibu, so
every time Heretics add stuff in. This was fine though. It's a gamble of the Omen Flash catching people late in case they were walking up. They get a lot for it, and it's only Omen Flash and a slide.
Can allow them to take engagements much more favorably and a bit more less risk-free rather. But FUT have transitioned now into this B site. 3 players for Heretics lying away. The Cypher setup won't make things easier. A few pings come from FUT's way, so it sort of indicates
we got a straight up retake on this one.
To enter first,
might be the B spam against Heretics. There's a world where Wingman is planted wrong right now. And there's a cubby on the left for them to defuse. Yeah, Wingman might have messed this one up. They can defuse on the side of it, I'm pretty sure.
Gives them a great opportunity for this. FUT had the buy in this. This is Heretics' bonus. If they win this,
Heretics could be tempted
for the Turkish side. Seen it ready for an 8. The lob comes through, does delay it a little bit, but it looks like Heretics are moving in with numbers, looking to take them by surprise. But Seen comes up on top. 2 kills for him. Cracks wants to join in on the fray as well.
Respect, man.
He's the only player remaining. The ace of the first round goes to him. But how much more can he do right here on the spike? Putting pressure onto Fallen as he looks to swing off the spike. Mr. Fallen is playing this superbly. Not giving Mr. Rians a chance to get on the spike again. Yes, the kill goes to Rians, but it's FUT's round for the taking.
Yeah, I mean, Cena did great. I think if Heretics looked at the plant, maybe they could have changed their original plan. But I don't think the comms came in alright. I don't think they looked at the fact that they could defuse it like in the extra corner where they weren't expecting it. Yeah, I think they could have defused here.
As well, they lost every single rifle. We'll have to reinvest into this round here as well. And
yeah, I think that's right.
It's only round 4 and Rians already has that Hunter's Fury up.
He does indeed. Quite the flawless score from him. 9 kills to nothing. And yeah, I mean, did set up
this default's going to be a bit different now where they flash, right? He's going to be sliding. Oh, respect to FUT. Respect to FUT on this. They knew this one was going to happen, so they insta-stun.
I believe only good for a single tag, as we seem to have stabilized. Nay, it's Wurtz.
Yeah, and Woot has 3 people that he can one-shot now as well. Respect to FUT though. That was good prep from them. They can definitely go for that default a lot now they got the slide, and the thing is they don't have the stun anymore, so they kind of knew that they were just maybe had a bit more freedom now.
Clearing out the site.
They don't expect the wrap here, though. This positioning from Woot is massive.
Does he get around the corner in time as well? I mean, Woot should kill everyone.
Best weapon if you're in a spray position, but will it even matter if your opponents don't really know where you are?
I'm surprised Benji's gone so far.
Good for one. At least it's being traded from FUT, but Reigns has shown his ground and he's online this game.
Yeah.
He's online this round as well.
Really good round from Woot on this. Still, shout out to FUT for what they did here. This is nice. I know they're not going to stun over towards here, and as soon as they hear that flash, they just have a protocol ready. You hear the flash, you know he's sliding out, stun, get the kill. It's a good trade back from Boo as well, insta flash.
In just a few moments, we'll see Rians was waiting for CNET to come around the corner on that late lurk, regrouping with his team over towards A main. But it's just insane. An 11-0 start is wild.
It's brilliant. Everything you would have needed. And
yeah,
you just
give him a little reset. Pull down to an eco. Mini Boo has his ult. Rians 11-0.
Then the second fragger of
4 rounds in.
Not too bad of a start. And even though FUT invested the previous one, it's back to economical collapse. So quite a lead could be created.
I mean, they're punishing this. Yeah, like FUT are punishing this this early default. This time we commit to it and we have 2 people playing anti-flash. They know the flash is going in. Same stun.
Paranoia to push Woot off that angle, though, allowed them to actually recuperate those weapons like you were talking about. Right now, Heretics are lacking on a bit of that information with this numbers disadvantage, playing far off that B site, knowing that they can rely on
the second time, yeah, Heretics might have to change up their default.
That's why he's sort of sticking around with bodies next to him.
It gets weird because
his team to sort of have full information on the attack they're planning on taking, and
there's guns down.
What he does, your theft reveals Heretics lingering on one side of the map, so it allows them to go
really nice. Ball goes in as well. They can just get the free sight. J lurking.
They would be going for that B rotation. Plants, of course, easily secured here for the side of Heretics, or for the side of FUT, but they also have the camera. They know that market is currently clear. This positioning from J to wrap back around mid could be massive.
From the shadows also available here for Ada Captain. If he does choose to go for the back line, gain some extra info, but they're going to play this safe. A couple on the rotate. Oh, this could be interesting from J and Ada Captain. Aftershock will be shown in to delay at least.
Yeah, after low HP, he's fast to go through market, and then they have a second one. Should be impossible for Heretics to win this.
Capitalizes upon it, stun. A great coordination of Yuto coming out from FUT. And it disallows Heretics anything, but Rians just keeps on padding up those stats. Will it even matter on the spike?
That's insane, bro. Okay, Rians is actually unkillable. He is unkillable. How have they won that? 14-0. And Chad, it should have been done. Like, it really should have been done. The extra guy over towards B main here doesn't need to face. You'll see the mistake coming up.
bad here for Heretics at the beginning of that round. They lose out that fight
Because
towards
here,
main.
that guy there doesn't need to be swinging.
So good, despite the fact that Cracks had an insane dizzy to slow down FUT on that pushback in.
You can hear Benji behind all that. I need to find out what Rian's breakfast is.
It's mental what he's doing at the moment. Oh, what an Omen flash. Oh my god, what an Omen flash.
And Heretics have now found the lead. FUT looked across, damage done through smokes. Mr. Fallen is there to lead the charge as long as putting the spike
Comes
down.
the raid boss.
I'm going to play this safe.
I like the change of pace here from FUT though on this execution.
They're going hyper aggressive. It's what
Bro just gets an insta spam as well. Shock dart gets round the corner. 15-0. He can't die. When's his first death happening?
This is why we expect teams to be banning out Sunset up against Team Heretics.
You gotta ban it against them. They're actually too good at it. There's already enough rounds for defense.
They played 3 times previously, 2-0s. The whole way through. It's a story of revenge here for football.
And there's something to be said about the fundamentals of this team as well, because even with Patitech coming in, even with different iterations, with subs coming in and out, there's an identity within this team. They know what they're doing, they know what those roles are, and you've got to give kudos to Boo.
They got 5 ults, they're owning it without using ults. They got 5 ults, dude.
That's the thing. This is something that was talked about when we actually had Mini Boo on the post plant just last week. He was talking about how Boo is a genius. He thinks he's the
only thing that can stop him is unplugging his
right
PC.
now. He brings so much depth to this team.
They got him.
The respect that's given to him by these players, it means so much for the team environment that they get to play in.
There's a lot to be said about Boo, really. I mean, okay, Root's performance the previous week overshadowed Boo, but he was alongside him in that 30k mark per map. You know, he was completely storming Na'Vi. And he'll be looking to do it again. We've got a slight tech pause. We'll let you know what is going on.
So chat, they're not allowed to talk in tech pause.
And, with no doubt,
and he wants to acknowledge the 15-0.
Online straight away.
So he's showing him the screen and pointing at it.
They are sweating. They're not feeling too comfortable about the situation. And they're kind of the makers of their own fate here, picking into this map. Well, not picking into it, but rather keeping it open and electing Icebox to be the map not be played in this series. Some questions around that.
A lot of questions around that. Because we heard they hadn't played Icebox against each other. It was actually floated to a decider. I believe
was
the last
Benji
match
laughing
they had
at
in
that?
Shanghai, where Heretics managed to actually eliminate FUT from the competition over in Masters. But when we're also thinking about these two teams, everyone, I think, fell in love with Heretics because of their vibes as well. And when we were talking to Mr. Fallen again last week about
it's
the
crazy
vibes from his
actually.
team,
I wonder how just in Valorant, like the actual fan base from Heretics this year to last year, like how many extra fans did they get? Let's be honest, last year was a disaster.
For sure. I mean, Yedajay is one of those additions this year, right? The young guns coming in from Turkey. And now he's obviously not the only one. Root has come in and taken everyone by storm, but Yedajay was the star of the show at the beginning of this year, right? He, together with
Mixwell, that's true, Mixwell had a big fan base.
Looked to take everyone by storm. Everybody thought, look, for esports, they look like an upgraded roster, but Heretics are looking to take that title away from them, specifically Woot.
Benji alone adds a ton. That is very true.
To be the GOAT of Turkey. Now that is a title to have and one that he needs to fight for and deserve, but so far he's on a good track.
Oh, Rascal, that's a big message, bro. Thank you for the bits. Okay, let's see if we got this.
He needs to take down the best Turkish team.
That he does. But now we're actually going to head straight into a timeout off the back of that tech pause here on the side of FUT. They need to make an adjustment.
Yeah, Rascal, it's a little bit of in the off season. The problem is when you're in a team in the off season, there's normally like 10 or so players that just get multiple tryouts because everyone wants them, and then they get to pick an org. And then orgs that had their like sights set on that player, if that player gets poached by another team, then they kind of just got to scramble and get a extra player. So that's kind of what happens sometimes.
Fair, but I don't think, I mean,
like Heretics, actually, the reason that Heretics managed to secure these players early is they did so bad last year that everyone's like playing last chance qualifier and looking at champs and stuff, and these guys are out trialing people when people are playing champs. Like them doing so bad last year give them a head start of healing or picking up all of the best tier 2 talent. Like they just got them early.
Yeah,
They already had Benji, which was a great move, but they got these two so early. And obviously Miniboo was always going to start his brother.
It's a bit more of like a relay race almost, where you're going week for week with all of these.
Okay, so there was a tech pause into a tactical pause from FUT.
With their
Eco.
play,
And even though they've had rounds that are good to punish the default from Heretics, which they're no longer doing at the moment, hasn't paid off. Thanks for the bits as well.
Again, but FUT haven't got the best of facilities for this one. Wrap towards a safe site might actually be the best idea for them. Yetajay tasked with keeping the rest.
K-Corp too? Yeah, same situation with K-Corp. Everyone's playing champs, and they can just start getting players.
And it's exactly where Boo looks to TP away from, does avoid the paranoia. FUT keeping the chase going. Dizzy, Flashpoint. Boo has got a second TP, and he's out of dodge.
Great reposition.
Okay, let's check the retake, but at the same time, what ults are they putting in? They got a lot of ults. We also need to look at the Lurk over towards middle.
Just waiting for the rest of the team on Heretics to catch up.
And that was exactly why Boo's life was so important there, because killing him would allow them for a rifle and could give them numbers in this endeavor. Taking matters to their own hands, they aggress. But
a really good Omen flash. What's this flashlight going?
Number of kills already to his name, but looks to go in for more. Together with a neural theft, who'll make
oh my god! One tap. Hey.
The final player remaining.
Ooh.
But it's
Oh, okay.
Toe to toe, nearly the ace
Yeah, the shots that were hit on this round was wild.
This is what we needed to see coming out from FUT East.
Vote for the one tap? Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be him though.
Can bring them back into
Olak, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the 16 months. Thank you for all the gifted as well, you done,
bro. The thing is,
bro.
for Heretics, they've snowballed into a lot of these ultimates. They haven't really needed to expend any of them for these round wins so far.
How's everyone shooting so well? Yeah, it's a stack server.
They lean back into that Gecko meta, of course, with the Thrash available.
I'm glad we're getting to see this again, because I was stuck on Wood's POV for a while. He got 3 kills, he got 4, and then Yetajay decided to just pop off. Oh, we missed the final kill.
Now, honestly though, shout out to production there. They had to choose between showing a final kill or missing like the potential first kill and maybe a big amount of the rounds. So that was a good call.
They're just waiting on the side of
this is interesting. The rounds have been, even though it's 5-1, the rounds have been so close that Heretics actually have to eco. That kind of shows you how close everything's been. Yetajay only won with good money because obviously he picked up the gun from the last round.
Down to the wire where even off the back of just that one round win, they're pushed onto this half buy.
FUT, death balling ahead.
Priest could never. That is
a formidable opponent. He's got some assistance. This Thrash could be the guarantee. Call with his pants down.
Ooh, yeah, this might have sparked something. But keeping this one clean, and maybe they're back in it.
We'll do it a round ago with the Sheriffs. It's a testament to that. They're here to play and not make this one an easy one at all. Miniboo, can you replicate what Yetajay has done before? Maybe give them the benefit of a doubt.
Not that clean. Wait, was that last bullet? Okay, ended up being not too bad, to be honest. I thought it was going to get a little bit worse than that.
Swinging the momentum back into their side on the side of FUT. For Heretics, I like the idea with that early aggression. You saw the overdrive coming out, but FUT played it so well, knowing that that Neon ultimate is going to run out of time eventually. Then they decide to push back in when that internal clock tells them, okay, Miniboo's not going to have that to rely on anymore. He'll be stuck on whatever pistol it is. And we see him yelling. He's yelling now. So that means FUT, they're going to have that energy to come back into this. The way that his team really
Roscoe_X as well. Thank you so much for the prime. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for the bits earlier. Thanks for the prime.
How much tempo and energy can pay into the pacing that they can create in a match.
Appreciate you doing that. Okay, big buy rounds. And Rien's doubles his death in the round before. But he still has his ult. And if Heretics lose this round, they got to eco, so want to see him use the ult on this one. And that's probably why he's playing more rotate. I mean, he always plays rotate, to be fair.
Turkey. The reason why Turkish Jet got its name hasn't been as prevalent, but recently he's been brought back to life, and it's that energy within this FUT roster that you sort of feel.
Okay. Is the orb still here? I was not keeping on top of that.
It's been so cool, calm and collected as well. Just start for information.
We're about to find out.
FUT have
Orb
done
is
well
still here,
to
so
kind of
CNED picks up
counter
the orb
positioning
over
that
towards
Heretics
B
tries to
main.
play
Is the orb
with
still
the
here?
deep
Yeah, that's probably why
one-way
Boo's going
over
aggro.
mid.
We're
They throw
probably going to
another
see
one-way
tap
for
of the
own
orb
on a short, but
into
this time around, it's time ticking.
the vault.
They have to preserve both smokes.
Boo, he got out in a similar position as this before. And he will
Mr.
do it
Fallon
again.
gets it.
For
With a
pressuring.
plant, he gets his ult.
Heretics seem to have a good idea, but polarized on the defenses. CNED walks in nevertheless. Mini-Boo, considering going in
Mini-Boo's
aggressive, it's Boo to
permablind.
find the first shot, goes right into the fight out of Captain fighting the high ground.
Well,
Is there any good
CNED and Mr. Fallon both get their ults for next round
with
for the
It's
deaths.
done its job. Down to 20 seconds, and the wingman will be forced to go in for the spike plant itself. With
Okay, a lot of this is down to Wu Cheeto.
It's going to be Benji Fishy grouping in with the back line. They're waiting for him, but Wu is grouping up together with his teammates.
It was pretty
going
good.
in aggressive. And it seems that Benji Fishy wasn't under fight in time. A bit disjointed, but maybe he comes at the optimal timing.
Oh, and he didn't stick the
against
res?
Yedijay. We've seen this one before, but it was Yedijay to come out on top. And it
Timing
seems
on
like
this?
Rian's got the read. He's got the recon as well to tell the story.
Oh, fair play, man. Yeah, Yedijay played it perfect.
So
Just
well
before
done,
it
a
scans
regular
him,
clutch there for
big
Yedijay
swing.
to bring them one round away from
And it's on
tying
the raid
things up
boss.
with Heretics. And we saw the idea there from the Heretics side. They pulled back, they allowed that plant to go through. They were like, okay, let's sync back up into this retake. We're not going to fight too forward. Let them try and regroup and figure things out. But now snowball here for the side of FUT as we enter the last few rounds. Yedijay is just so cold in these situations.
Victoria, hello, hello. Anything spicy today? Not yet, other than the games.
So freaking clean.
Oops, sorry, chat.
Okay, Crax, he's yelling now.
Div 7, thank you so much for the 3 months.
Exactly.
Thank you, thank you.
Forces a timeout here from Heretics. They had a
Appreciate you
tremendous
saying
start.
that.
It was a 5-1 beginning. That has now come down to a 5-4. That's put a lot of pressure on this Heretics side.
Yeah, and they used 2 big ultimates in that last round as well. The Hunter's Fury, the Null
Yeah, and they
Command
got a
coming
lot
out
out of
from FUT there.
they got a lot of
So
rounds
Neil's first
in a
gotta
row
step
after the
in and be like,
timeout,
okay, what are the
and
adjustments that we have to
I'm
make?
pretty
Because
sure
again,
Heretics
doing
2-9
great
loss
counter
bonus,
conditioning on that early aiming
and
control, but the
they
one way that they throw it towards short,
can get a
that
low
way
buy,
they,
but not a full buy,
deny
I think.
Heretics the comfortable peak from
Right,
both
everyone's sitting
sides,
about
and they can only
3-1,
really rely more on
3-4.
Algo. It's forced them to play a little bit further back, adjust their A main control. But again,
Wait,
FUT
they're in
have
a really good
so
spot,
many tools
because
to
that was
work
the round
with
where
going forward for
Fallon
the
and
remainder
CNED
of
both
this
died and
half.
had their
Meanwhile,
ult.
for Heretics, it's unlikely, unless we see a really big pop-off round from Rian's or FUT, that we're going to see those really impactful ultimates come through before we swap sides.
Well, there was a share of rounds who...
Okay, and they're going back to their flash default, thinking that they won't punish
a
it.
similar outcome, obviously shooting upwards here. Mountain to
Benji
climb.
eeks over towards
Get as much as he can.
E
Still,
main
again,
to see if
pressuring
there's a
the
camera
center
there.
control. Just the Yedijay leaving his utility for a bit of that information. You can see the adjustment here from Heretics as
Might be a
well.
simple
Benji's
exec,
caught
yeah.
his trips a bit further back on the site. Kill trips are back.
The flash is out, but CNED couldn't aggress that far forwards, given that a trip was on its way. Wingman disabled. Oh, that spray down from CNED, and the
There's
trust
no
was even
way,
better.
dude.
They're making
It was a
look
sick
clean
flash, though.
work of
Mr.
it.
Fallon had a really good
Through
flash in the
final player
corner, and he's
remaining on
out
the
here
wrong
just
side of the
jumping on
map.
heads.
We'll have to try and do any damage, because honestly, his teammates couldn't do a hint of that. Maybe find a headshot or two, tally up those numbers.
You know the thing that's impressive here, and I said this on Plat Chat, and I'm glad they've given me like the best example, is FUT at the moment are incredibly good at understanding big rounds. You want to have these two ults. They're against an eco, they try and win the round without the ults. It was clean, they util dumped, but they didn't util dump the ults. And I would go big round Heretics, all buy, and they got all the ults still. Reach short, raise ult.
How perfect that flash was. You saw Heretics trying to flood back on, help out their teammates. Sure.
Again, it's
it
not
was
like
just an
flashy
eco
or
round,
anything, but it's
but
just
that's not what we're even used to
simple,
seeing
smart
from teams like
Valorant.
Heretics on their ecos. They typically look a bit more
Yeah, and I like this from Heretics. They're like, well, they got 5 ults. We can't hold a site. We got to go aggro.
Beautiful chaos, really. Coordinated.
And Cracks insta sees the
Flood the gates into mid. Boo. Couldn't stand the chance. Yedijay
insta sees the knife over towards Ace, and realizes he can use his fish
This
ult.
seems quick. Mini-Boo looks at walk back. The captain has gone into the lion's den and he's holding the spike on his back. You can see how Heretics
Holy, what an absolute hero play.
The showstopper comes in, Cnet looking to
There's
square
no
things
way.
up a bit, but Benji fishing his other
Mini
ideas,
Boo went all
leaving
the way
Energy
in
on
to
hot
stop
seat
the
all
plant.
way closer to that ace site.
Dude, new Neon
revealing
is
it,
wild.
making things a little bit more difficult. So Heretics know what to do in this instance.
It's a really good call though. That plant goes down after that Omen flash. They hold B main. You see how strong it is.
Performed marvels before Yedajay has. But this round seems a little bit far-fetched.
I mean, this should be nearly impossible.
Yeah.
It would take a miracle or a big mistake from Heretics to actually have this 1v3 turn out for Yedajay.
If he stays silent for a little bit, Heretics might opt to just move away from this. And I don't think they will. Miniboo is patient, and they shut down the attack as quickly as possible.
Neon isn't too OP.
From them to change their play.
I don't know, man. You should probably... You watch the Jogamo game? I think if you're just looking at this as an example, you gotta give credit to FUT shutting down... Like, Miniboo's been pre-stunned quite a lot of rounds. Like, they've done a good job of actually, like, shutting down Miniboo at the moment. This was an impressive round, because we used Fish ult, Breach ult, they used Cypher ult as well, right? 4 ults. 4 ults and they lost, that's devastating.
When's it gonna start turning up? When's it gonna start heating up for him? But side of FUT, again, a lot expended in that last round. They're not gonna have anything to work with. 4 of those big ultimates had been used up, slowing things down. Different approach towards that A main control on the side of Heretics. Cycle up those one ways.
Heretics have
look at how much
3 different ways of doing this camera. Like, they rely so much, and if for people that are watching the China game earlier, like, the Heretics make sure that you have to take mid's default, right? You have to break this camera, but sometimes it's this camera, or sometimes it's like this camera that sees either side. They have 3 different cameras to get them full info of middle. If you don't go middle, they end up just stacking sites so heavy.
Paranoia out. That disables the initial attack from FUT.
But I like that. I like that on this round. FUT default over towards middle. Find this camera.
And there's still 3 players hiding out. And Heretics spent an extra play of Miniboo to head in that direction.
Yeah, because now look at this guy. Now he has to focus over towards market at the same time. He knifes to get info, so now he can focus on sight. That could have been a knife onto sight if the camera was still up.
Posts up so far forward, it's unexpected, and FUT have taken over this B side and made it their own.
This was a really good round from FUT. This round right here is how pretty much everyone has to play against Heretics, in my opinion. Oh boy.
Woot can do something about it. Like we said, he's looking to see if he can seal that Turkish GOAT title under his name. If he finds a 1v3 clutch here, he might get a little bit closer.
Honestly, respect to FUT here. That timeout.
I mean, it was a great opener there from FUT. We saw Cnet just kind of walking in on that B site. He knows that the trip is just on the left, but there's a little bit of space to actually get that peek down, and Benji was just unfortunately caught unawares on the angle. See it in the replay here as well. Just the explosivity in that last moment, especially after so much pressure was put over towards that A site, and a quick pivot to open things up.
Back to even ground. FUT on defense. Let's see what this Neon of Heretics can do on this attack.
Yeah, and at the moment we're 1-0. And in theory, Miniboo should have a better time.
But it's FUT's lineup that I'm looking at. They might look to go a bit aggro over toward this A main side. Cnet not spotted by the dagger, neither did his teammates.
And have a rough time with 3 people to left. That's disgusting.
Team Heretics playing off of this disadvantage right now as they try to find a different angle of attack, and FUT aren't relieving the pressure from A.
No, but look at how much space they're taking, so much information on the side of FUT.
They're wanting to keep the pace going. Reans might be caught off guard here because FUT are just keeping the pressure on by moving inch by inch forward.
Yeah, maybe
no, this has allowed them to stabilize.
Could have been hitting that shot, but there were 2 of them.
Yeah, they're trying to funnel them over towards that B site where we're going to see the setup here from Yedajay. Then you've got a camera for top mid. Market door closed here for FUT as well. I like this contact play.
Good positioning here from Cnet to read the play. Dry peeking
My guy
coming in from
dinked him.
Heretics. Do show their ground, but don't commit to the play. Instead, floats over to this B side. There's a Cypher setup they need to be careful of. Can they beat their teammates, their opponents, to the chase here? because the rotations are
Boo
starting
might
to
go for a
come
really
through.
bold
It's
play
room to
here.
start move
No, okay.
forward.
But he's going to go through the
Hasn't
smoke.
quite found anyone just yet. It's had a captain
Flashback
to the
of
back
sight.
Yerege isn't smoked off either, so he can keep on pushing his bullets through. Still a 2v3. Benji Fishy in trouble, and it seems that FUT are finding themselves the numbers in this instance. 20 seconds. Boo. The captain, all by himself, needs to find madness here. Cannot connect the headshot.
Very nice from FUT. Another 1-1 for pistols, first of all. It's like another read that they kind of had in terms of anti. And they've really focused a lot on how to shut down Miniboo. 3 people just disrespect the one way or go to the right.
3 players. Miniboo didn't even check the left side when he got shot out. He was just like, okay.
They're not going to be there.
Then why would they be there?
Yeah.
But
looking good. Yeah, this is a lot of prep gone into this.
Reminiscent of, okay, I was going to say reminiscent of like an FPX buy, but we're actually only going to see one of those pistols. I feel like the buy that's been very favored meta going into this season of VCT, where you kind of guarantee some of that economy.
Roscoe, you got the stats as well, okay.
A different approach. Lots of noise already made here on IP.
They're allowed 1 death. They're kind of allowed 2 deaths on defense here. But doing the similar thing of just a camera that spots over towards middle, making Heretics default middle. Same stuff that I said. Same stuff that I said for FUT on attack applies here. If they keep using camera for this info.
Haven't shown how dangerous they can be on that, although historically they've been pretty damn good at it.
I also like the fact that they closed door on the pistol when they got info. Like FUT always play their pistol completely different, so when they default, maybe it can be false info on the pistol rounds that Heretics will think about.
There might be a little bit more presence than expected. But they leave mid wide open, but it's to guarantee that they can find those trades. Don't give up any of these weapons for free to the side of Heretics, who...
Yeah, and no matter what, Heretics are going to get good info that this camera's here. Like, even though they're probably going to lose this round, this right here is good info going forward.
Spots out one. Sees a couple more push by.
I think they have a shock dart for this as well.
Great shot by Miniboo. 2 defenders left to deal with. Can they
actually it's a really good stun. Oh, it's a really good stun. Oh my god, it was an unbelievable stun.
2v5 situation. Spike managed to get planted here. It's down to CNET and Ada.
A difficult one.
Definitely a difficult one. I want to see Benji. Yeah, there we go. I want to see Benji loop.
They're going to give it an good old college try. Oh, Miniboo!
Wow. And he's low HP and finds him.
And this puts Ada captain on the hot seat, and my oh my, is it burning his back. Tries to read a flank as well.
Heard him.
Realizes that Benji Fishy could be
nearby,
but this spends more time. Of his clock, the spike.
What an absolute round. This stun from Miniboo was
to end off this round we were talking about, a sheriff round for them, and they just succeeded in getting it.
What a way to pivot that
and they got the
round,
extra win of finding the camera there as well.
A great stun. Again, we see the buff coming in there for the Neon. The fact that Miniboo is just able to get so up
They're
close
probably going to lose this round, yeah. That's when it all went wrong.
On his own Neon utility there as well. But we also saw the ideas there from FUT, the way they were positioning. There was a great line there for the fault line for the side of Mr. Fallen. And it's a stressful round lost there for FUT, because this is where they would have looked to actually find the advantage in this match.
They're really good for their economy as well, right? These 3 flowing with the guns they picked up.
Is what we're trying to see here from Heretics.
We'll see who gets ult first.
Short land grabs, but nothing more than that. For sort of respecting these approaches, seeing how dangerous they can be as soon as they know that.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Make sure they take B main control to get an ult.
Vacate the area and know that retakes are that much more stronger for this comp.
Again, mid open here on the side of Shadows, opting for this push and pull over
because they saw the camera. Okay, as soon as right, so they wanted to go mid, see if this camera is here, but as soon as they see the smoke, they know this camera is not here anymore. Because why would they block vision of themselves? So that they literally kind of helped them out with the smoke. Bro, it's so fast now. Are you ever meant to hit anyone with util when this is fast? 4 people on site though, good crossfires.
40 seconds. FUT have gathered their forces here. This is actually a very dangerous defensive hold. The smoke also assists in the endeavor. We're trying to throw a nade at the back of the site, but they haven't quite been able to find the kills. It's FUT instead that returns a favor finally.
Those 2 kills there, Boo and Rians, everything. Oh my god, on your head.
Chipped down, softened up, and that allowed some safety for FUT to get the spike down.
Yerege is so behind right now, though. They have to sync up here on short.
And that's exactly what they've done. hand in hand for this. Low chances, no guns. Have to make it work with the pistols. They're low, could be doable, but Yadajay caught out without Cena there to assist.
It's a good attempt from Phil on this
Now
one.
this round can be called over at this point. This is Heretics looking at getting their advantage yet again, getting the lead.
Bullets.
Imagine if he gets 3 players with 3 bullets. Now that would be quite something. Yeah, that's a bunch of hopium right there.
Well, I mean, he's really just trying to do as much damage.
Yeah,
He's keeping them
sure.
around here as well.
Yeah,
Hey, he might be able to get another.
Will die to the explosion, and that's not too shabby. But they do have guns
never
for the
speak.
next round. Nevertheless, Boo at least is able to add to the tally, and that's 8
But
to
they got
7. Heretics
Neon,
find the
Neonaut,
lead.
and Omenaut.
Got dodgy on that A site. But we see the ideas. Again, I feel like the utility coming out from FUT has still been superb. They delayed for so long with Heretics trying to push in. But the plan from Heretics, once they saw that 3 players had walked down, I love that pivot. To just chase them back and run them down on the A site when they knew where they were. They knew they had the advantage.
That's how
of
they
those
react to
weapons.
a save
And
with
then
the
they
gun
could
as well.
win it out
Damn.
purely
The
because
vibes
of
in this
that
team are
economic
crazy.
difference.
We're shouting for that. That's sick.
These one-ways are so scary to deal with. Miniboo just waits to push through as his team does move in behind him. Quite explosive with his push. He's having difficulty locating it. Reigns is very
If they
low.
get, I
They
mean,
even
this is
have
going to be
shot
the
guards, maybe?
Heretic
Oh, they
special.
don't even have a Sova, so it wouldn't be
And
shot
we
guards,
got
would it? Still
one on
could be
site to
featured.
delay.
Cena looking to move in. Has been
Had
able
one
to
on
catch
site to
Miniboo,
delay.
so they're
Ooh,
playing
Cena
off
gets
of
his
the
ult.
advantage here.
Doable.
Having numbers galore. CNED stunned up for a little bit. The trip doing its work. The showstopper going for the chase. Out of Captain catching.
Yeah, and they
Boo
can
on the
just stick
crossway. The
this.
smoke delivered.
Oh,
So
that
much damage done, and the
raise
spike
kill
is simply
changed
being
everything.
diffused. Heretics held back, and FUT are able to equalize.
4 people alive as well.
Incredible
Look at them
usage
just
on the retake
insta run,
there
not wanting
from
to take
FUT.
any more
Zoning
duels.
back with the showstopper, then you pair it with that mosh that just denies that right side angle, makes it that much more difficult to fight for that control. And that's also why you see it's so important on those B plants to often have that late lurker towards mid to try and find those backstabs, maintain a lot of that space, and pressure that retake.
Yeah, this was very well organized as well.
I'm really enjoying this back and forth. None of these teams are actually finding any comfort, and it's making this to be quite the
Flash
exciting
deep
game.
into stun in case someone faces to try break the camera.
So far,
Yeah.
same old, same old. But maybe they can make it work this time around.
Rock breaks
They've
one trip,
done the
Omen
exact
flash,
same
and
thing
Mr.
twice,
Fallen just
but this
straight
time
up
Mr. Fallen finds an early kill.
spamming the whole
Not
time.
having Benji Fishy for the end of this round could be difficult. Miniboo needs to check his left-hand
He's
side
got no- he's got
corner.
no
He
idea there's
doesn't
someone on the
stun
left.
out. Coming through as well from Mr. Fallen, and Yedajay seizes the opportunity to come out from the shadows. He's done great with this, but Yedajay somehow
believe he's
still
out of
alive.
there.
Very crucial for him to be up and running, having the numbers. Mr. Fallen making it look as simple
Wow,
as
man,
Heretics not giving
Further
a
looking
chance.
impressive.
Deliver with an Andalusia flawless.
4
Their
people
retates
survived
have
last
been
round,
clinical
5
on
people
the side
survived
of
this
FUT.
round.
The combinations
Everyone's
of
money's
utility that
incredible.
you see being thrown out. They're also just disrespecting a lot of positions that Heretics aren't expecting them to actually be peeking from. Being able to swing from the left side of Boba there made all the difference in being able to take down one of the players into that post. You can see there, Yedajay taking down Miniboo. The comm's good. They knew FUT was tucked underneath. And you really can't ask for much more.
Okay.
You know,
All you need is to see that reaction.
when CNED is
Yeah, you
yelling,
don't see that
you
often.
know that FUT are feeling good. But this time, it's Heretics be calling a timeout. We have to remember, Pavlos, this team started out this map 5-1 into the lead. They end the half 6-6. So that means FUT, they've garnered so much of this momentum. It's been a bit more back and forth, though, since we swapped to the second.
True, and I think the last time we saw a Heretics timeout, it sort of worked out in their favor. They may have had a read, and they sort of bounced back from losing a number of rounds. Let's see if that is replicated. Webb and Neil Zinho wearing their thinking caps.
I think what's cool too about Heretics in their timeouts as well is that it's not always that Heretics will go for something insane off the back of timeout. They're not necessarily going to always
FUT qualified to
just
champs if they
pivot
win
their
this? Not
plan.
champs,
You
just
also see them
playoffs.
taking it as an advantage of, okay, they're going to expect us to change something, but let's go back to maybe what we've been doing before, slowing things down, and the recipe that had been working earlier on, just to play some of those mind games a little bit. But sometimes you also look to take a timeout to kind of regroup with the team, reset.
Good news is
Come back
for
down to earth.
Heretics.
Yeah, I'd love
They
to
can
hear
buy
from
after
us
this,
later if they would
right? Because
prefer
this
to
would
raise on
probably
endeavor.
just be
Obviously,
the
we wanna see
neon ult.
neon with the changes coming through, how
Everyone
much
can buy
impact you
next.
can really have in this endeavor.
And Heretics call a timeout on attack, and on defense we go aggro.
In mid, doesn't find anyone. It's good
The
information to
classic.
have, right? Mid control,
And that's
having
official.
yours.
They're
Thrash
probably
moving
not
all the
getting
way
back.
towards the safe side. This gives
Instant
the
reaction
core
over
of what's
towards
going on.
B.
Heretics are moving
Wait,
into
they're
the
gonna
B
get the
side.
official
I mean, they're
back.
expecting a pivot over towards A right after that timeout, but
And
they're already
Boo
here on
heard
the
him
side of
pick
Foot.
up the orb.
A spawn
Can
push
Boo
coming out. It
kill
seems
Cracks?
that Boo has got it covered. He's looking in the right direction to swing
Oh,
at the same time, but it's Mr.
that is
Fallen
a
to get the
huge,
kill.
huge
Heretics
kill.
on the back foot.
Wait,
How do they
Cracks maybe
respond?
didn't get there in
No
time.
smokes left. They
Oh
have
no,
to
okay,
push
there we
one
go.
of these lanes to deny
Official.
the retake.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Mini Boot. Considering it at least, the Thrash brought right back into life. Cage keeps the Thrash back.
The Trip owned
And
it.
in they go. Cracks and Mr. Fallen.
They're still so
moving as a
wrecked though.
unit.
They got no map
Right at the
control.
front is opened
Heretics
up
need a
by the
hero.
rest of the team. Mr.
Has to
Fallen
be Benji, I
delivering,
think,
and
in
all
the
of a sudden
position.
there's a much to the back of the site, forcing Mr. Fallen and Benji Fishy together with the Boot grouped up together to aggress themselves. But Foot hold the
Wow,
line.
man, they played this
Play it to
really well.
perfection.
Just
These
a nice call in
replays
general from
are
FUT.
making
Heretics has
magnificent.
focused so much on
Absolutely stunning. I
what
love
the
that
coaches are
aiming
telling
control that
them,
we saw early
and
into
they
the
just do an
round. You have
aggro
the
strat
pitch
to
coming
ruin
through,
whatever
Cena
they
goes
had
down
planned.
towards
So they
Tile,
reactively
and the
push into
Thrash
B.
handles the
And
rest.
the
They
big
were
call
looking to
here, the
isolate
one on this,
maybe
was the
Benji,
two-person
maybe
pushing to
find
get the
stack,
official.
But off the back of that, the quick flank made
Is,
all the
that's
difference, and it was so important
made sure that the
for Boo
Omen
to be
wasn't
able
with
to at
them,
least get
and then they
one
get
there
this
or even
kill,
live, because
and then that's
once
just
those smokes
everything.
are down, it becomes that much more difficult to hold the post plant.
Yeah, Cena that's showing up. We had Yevzhe coming off with a couple of insane clutches, and now it seems the entire team
Holy.
is amped up and rallying
Dude, they're so
behind them.
pumped for this. I've never seen Cena this
Double
pumped.
digits hit, 3 away
It's
from
only in this
closing
team,
out this
actually.
map, and
I've seen it a
making
few
their
times
opponent's
in
map pick their
FUT. It never
own.
happened with Na'Vi.
Oh,
Ever,
absolutely.
ever.
Early look here. Again, the
Huge.
aggression.
They force them back.
Yeah, they just send it.
No cigar. Yevzhe.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Rians is stuck in the corner, but Rians is so damn quick. And even though losing quite a few rounds in a
Dude,
row
there's
here
3
won't stop
people
them any
walking
further,
this
they're
for
going
FUT.
in for another fight.
this flash.
This could be mistimed, and the flash coming through from FUT is exactly what they need to get to. Benji Fishy, does he think he's going to
What a
react
weird
to this
round.
neural theft to at least gain a better idea of what the setup looks like and where the rest of them
Oh
are coming
my
from?
God.
Fury, he's going to get another tick off that neural theft any second now. It might allow them to get an extra kill. No. It's Heretics now.
This is
on
mental.
top.
We've got a
3v2.
10-person
FUT
duel
looks to
here.
recalibrate.
They have to regroup. They fall back, give up the mid space. And honestly, at this point, they're just going to look to see where that spike ends up being planted. Stick together on the side of FUT to maintain the 2 players instead of going for some sort of 1vx.
I can't help but think that they might have just gone a little bit too far forwards there. Yeah, you've committed the rolling thunder, and they thought they should go in further, but bites them in the foot. No
I mean,
pun intended.
To be fair, I like the play. It was just that it was very quick to actually throw it, that flash drive, and counter the flash coming out from Mr. Fallen as well. And maybe you didn't expect all those players to be playing so far back, but
Yeah.
all this information has now been cleared out by FUT. They know it's going to be a plant towards this A site. And again, there is going to be the trip watching the flank, so they have to go towards top.
Yeah,
lane.
because Benji's alive here, he's just got so much. Has a trip here, trip behind camera as well.
Got money for days.
The whole team has money for days. This is a much more important round here for Heretics.
It is indeed, and they can't lose any guns. If they can make this clean, survive with all 3, it would be perfect. But FUT, will they give them the delicacy of doing so? From the shadows available, could allow a captain from some space out into elbow. Give them some extra info. It's Reens and Boo grouped up together here. Can they make it work? A crossfire, maybe, coming out from Boo. Hasn't shown his ground just yet onto the spike. The spray down from Reens is good enough. Cracks has got to deal the killing blow onto 3 and end up with a spike diffusal as well on it. Might get them out into the open. The spray is there.
And he got an extra kill.
The 2 players away, and I think
One
Reens
bullet.
may even end up dying to the bomb explosion. And that's exactly what will happen. No,
He
Reens
stays alive, and that is kind of important.
crucially keeping one
Yeah,
gun in play.
their money is really
Expensive,
low
though,
still.
still for Heretics FUT, having that plan to whittle them down economically. Then you look towards what we have to work with. Of course, again, we're going to see the replay of this mid-aggression. It was a great rolling thunder.
Everyone just used
so
all
much
their ults
utility
here.
was just dumped from both sides. It was really scrappy, a big firefight at the end of the day.
One tap headshot, guys, headshot. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Just headshot people. One
Yeah,
tap them.
23
That's
to
how you
9.
Play the game, right?
It's too easy for Ian.
It's too easy.
Oh, he insta-sended. Omen flash to the left. What a great Omen flash from Atta. Sends them all back.
The thing about Neon is that as quickly as it goes in, he can just drop back.
Whoa.
Love the one way though, just again to deny that short angle. After all that utility was expended, you had the paranoia.
Let's start looking at the money, chat. 1, 2, 3, 4 people that can't buy next. That would put FUT up to 12.
I wonder if we'll get to see the overdrive for Mini Boot here. Because Heretics might want to wait.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way they lined up. They got the extra bullet on him.
CNED. He's got the assistance of the flashes, which deters Heretics from pushing it even further, but they are taking a couple of seconds to rethink this.
I mean, the Space Shuttle's also refreshed off those 2 picks towards elbow on top of that.
And even extra tool for deterrence. Trip not broken just yet. Could be the information that FUT need. They realize it. Heretics walk in. Mr. Fallen, if he pulled the trigger, it could have been his kill. Boo. Gets him Mr. Fallen sightline. 1 flash remaining for them. They've got to make it work out to the open, but Heretics is still alive with all 3. The rotation FUT might be Mr. Fallen caught with his pants down, but it doesn't even matter. Heretics, they've got more
it's a big nade.
Make sure from CNED end up being so damn crucial. And we're looking at 2v2. Showstopper coming out.
20 seconds. Longer he buys time. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's Raid Boss against the Luck, and I think Yetterjay broke the trip. Yeah, he must have. He's so 100% sure he's there. Wow, man. Rians is having an absolute game.
He has been so cold in these
and that's the round where they would have had to eco, and it would have been 12.
Here for Heretics
I feel like he's the reason they're still in this.
27 and 9 in that scoreline. But it is
27
insane
to 9.
the way he's just able to micro in these cases. Like, knowing that Yetterjay was going to go and trek towards Jenny, the awareness to know that that flank was incoming.
Finally, Rians is able to win a clutch against Yetterjay. And it might have been the most important moment to do it as well, right? Keeps their hopes alive.
Where is the money? The money is still low. Oh my goodness. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4 people can't buy again. And
even across the board,
what bonus are they on?
And double digits for each of
Only
the
one.
teams.
Stalemate.
Yeah, they would force.
Smoke towards top mid to deny the angle right now. FUT though. They've got a great setup here. Add a captain on top of the box over towards market. You have the ability to use that fault line for Mr. Fallen to help him buy a little bit of that time. The one-way perfect to deny even the cross towards top mid here.
Heretics seem to be finding a little bit more success towards the right-hand side of the map. B-side eluding them for being tremendous with the retakes there.
Right here.
So they're looking to do what works best. Pressure from Mini Boot. Goes unnoticed. This FUT not looking to challenge just yet. Oh. Moving towards B, perhaps?
The thing is, Mini Boo is alone for this market pressure.
And
3 people here.
From spawn, giving an extra player into the fight, into this defense, and it doesn't look like Heretics have got much time to change their minds either. Down to 30 seconds.
That is native for the
all.
all.
In trouble with no blast back to get away. Hunter's Fury to try and keep him back, but he holds his line. What delivers? Rians as well with a Hunter's Fury, and all of a sudden Heretics are taking the pressure onto FUT.
I mean, this was just all overwhelmed.
The only player left is on the other side of the map, and with 10 seconds, the spike goes down, meaning that
Everyone's dodging the Sova ult. They're pushing to site. KO ult to make sure they can't fish ult.
A 1v4 here, Yetterjay knows that he has to save. You look at the money situation.
The only way that changes if CNED gets that kill at the beginning.
Rifle would be the difference maker between a captain having and not having a weapon into the next round. So the advantage back into the hands of Heretics. It was a last-minute push. Things were a little bit scary when we saw FUT starting to stack over towards that B site. But again, so much of that utility from Heretics was saved up into this round. FUT had to expend a little bit more as they went searching for that information early on. And
But qualified. I mean, technically not, but kind
This is a
of.
game of fine margins.
Like
Not
they're
much
gonna
in it
be.
at all. It feels like they can get another buy-in. Obviously, Yetterjay getting a gun in might be able to drop something. Won't be comfortable though, and they won't be given enough margin for error. Won't be given enough room to have another buy if they end up losing another, and that could put them in a really difficult spot because
there's so much.
Heretics will be on map
There was
points.
so much.
And the timeout to be called here for FUT. We even saw in that replay a big part of that round win was the zoning that Rians was able to provide with the Hunter's Fury.
I tell you what though,
as
he
well,
kind of did
to
miracles on the
funnel them
last
into
timeout.
crosshairs of the
One on the
remaining of
eco, and
Heretics
then what did they get? 3 in?
This timeout
Maybe
is
4 in a
crucial,
row.
Pavlos, because you also think about this is the match. We have to remind everyone that
Yeah,
everyone
last shows
is
them as
expecting
qualified
to
already.
be the grand finals. It could be the
I mean,
grand finals.
they're gonna
of
be, but
playoffs. The top 2 teams right
I think
now
there's still like
within
a
our
world. It's
region,
like
the
under
ECT
1% or something.
EMEA,
We'd have
going
seen some mad
head-to-head
results.
just in week 2.
mean, for esports, that's not too bad, is it? I mean, for neither of these teams, neither of these orgs, looking into last year, this is quite the step up, but they've
any team that get automatically qualified to champs without playoffs, it's only holy how he's going in.
I mean, FUT at that first place.
Holy hell.
This is
he is going in.
Lock into playoffs. Gaius looks frustrated right now.
Only EDG are untouchable with champ points at the moment.
Throw in there when he's making these calls, communicating with the team, and there's a reason to be passionate in a timeout like that as well.
Yeah, they are. FUT are so fired up for this game.
Maybe it just amps them up a bit. Give them a little bit more adrenaline to work with.
Official.
It's a lot of pressure on the line.
Official, so they heavy just play retake over towards B. They got nothing really that can stop them. A lot of this round might be down to Wu saving his knife. There goes the knife. So they probably still want to play slow.
But they are taking their time with this.
That's the only trip Yedajay had to play with there
Yeah,
as
I like
well.
this.
There is one towards back.
Okay, question mark created over towards B.
A little bit later.
The Heretics.
I mean,
and that caused a giant rotate. And at the moment, there could have been a timing for people to get anywhere over towards A. So that's why this guy's slow walking. Like, is someone spawn?
Keeping their defenses wide.
But definitely over-rotated.
A little bit of aggression on the side of FUT, considering the fact that we are off the back of a timeout. We saw a lot of those rounds, a couple of them at the very least, where that tiles control was garnered there by CNET.
Okay, so I think what just happened here is Benji heard the trip, and then we have a recon lineup that's going to break this.
They have that thrash to work with in the hands of Cracks.
Can it be used to perfection?
Yeah, here it is.
Where is that going?
Where are you landing?
Okay.
We picked it up. Huge, man. Oh my god. The Observer is owning this round. What the hell?
Mini Boo looking at taking
Still.
fight. Paranoia, this actually is huge. I think it catches all three of the
And the third person Observer. Oh my god, he got double.
Mini Boo still gets a kill, and Cracks can't follow it up after the thrash, which means
yeah, and Woot can't plant yet because he's still stunned.
But for how long? Because Rienz is looking to go in aggressive. Can FUT bring it back? They don't have much margins for error. This is a must-win round that they are going for 2v4. A difficult one, but if they succeed, it could be quite the spicy one.
One flash to work with.
Bring up that Scovar level to an all-time high. Mr. Fallen just wanting to see if there's
accept
anyone
this one.
behind them, but it's
You got to start looking at CNED and Yetjay's money and thinking they need these guns.
Elbow push. And might be
I think he's got to get out of there.
It's Yedajay to win it, but they're running out of time. They've got to move in quickly. Bring up that pace. That spike is amping up, and I don't think they're going for the clutch anymore. I think they're trying to keep Heretics in this site. Deny any
I'm not sure that's the right call.
But it feels like Heretics are getting away with
Okay,
two
chances to end it.
Map point on their map pick. FUT though.
Oh, that was nice. We got all the little micro plays caught from the Observer. That was sick.
Yeah, sure, you can argue something about exit frags, but it doesn't matter when FUT are dwindling when it comes to that money situation. Sure, they're able to scram something together.
They were honestly out of position. So, I mean, FUT kind of messed up twice here, right? They were out of position from the over-rotate, which meant they were spending so long to get some map control, so that they didn't have enough information to have people in a good position to back up everyone, especially when capitalizing on the official, which they maybe used too early. And then... Hold up. And then obviously not saving the money. Yeah, because we're looking at Dina taking a hit. Cracks us to kill another. Yeah, it should be done.
As fast as possible. Enough for the funny business. With 2 FUT players remaining. Yedajay and Mr. Fallen. The protege and the captain. Can they make it work? That's the question in their minds. Neural theft, at least that's something going for them, but Heretics aren't going to make any mistakes here. They've made them before this game, but enough's enough. Mini Boo, make sure Mr. Fallen is in the ground, breathing no more. Yedajay will try and keep these hopes alive, running out of bullets. Neural theft enabled, but this time it's hurting. This time is really putting
blindsided. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate the 10 months.
Heretics aren't giving him an inch. Not budging out of their corners, hiding for as long as possible. Heretics looking to make Sunset their own. Yedajay on the spike, a desperate effort. Hail Mary, Boo swings out, and that's the
Boo gave it at the end here. Holy man, respect to this guy, man. What an actual performance for Rienz here. Dude, FUT put a lot of work into this. FUT put a lot of work into this.
Improvement that FUT have found either. The last time these two teams faced off, it was a 13-4 win there for Heretics.
It definitely shows why Sunset was put on the board here. Let's see if the same can be done in the next map. We'll see you, everybody, right after this.